Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening and watching. It's your girl Shay Miller Wright, and I'm back with another video, guys. Today, guys, I'm gonna talk to you guys about our habits and behaviors. And a lot of videos in the past, I talk about it, but I don't talk about it on this level. So I'm gonna talk about it on a different level. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be taught different, right? A lot of people are confused and frustrated about some of their patterns and some of their behaviors, and they be like, I really want to work on myself, I really want to improve this, I really want to be better at that. But you have to come to the memorization of when you were a child. What was your environment like? What was your parents like? What did you see growing up? What did they say to you? How did they treat you? All these things come into play with how you also treat yourself, how you also speak about yourself and speak to others, and how you speak to yourself in your inner dialogue. It goes so deeply beyond now, right? Like the way we saw our parents growing up really set us up for now, right? It set us up for now, and now we have to unlearn and relearn those behaviors, right? Those patterns and things that they taught us that may have not been right, may have not been healthy, are the things that we have to uncondition ourselves from and learn to get a better understanding of who we are and what we really want to be, right? Who we are is just a reflection of what we had to see growing up and what we've seen throughout our experience up into the age we are now. But it's up to you to watch better things so that you can learn to implement greater things into the world, right? If you want your patterns and behaviors and habits to change, you have to watch different things. You have to believe different things. And you have to do different things, right? Because it's not always just about changing your belief. It's changing your way of thinking and the way of seeing yourself and your life around you, right? The way you see your childhood, the way you see yourself has a lot to do with your life and the reflection of that, right? Even your close interrelationships are a reflection of how your reflection of your relationships with your parents, right? It's hard sometimes to build healthy things or have very structural foundations in relationships, friendships, when you never really had those things growing up. The tangible things that are things that can be built from scratch, like friendships, and they're not tangible. I'm just saying friendships can last a lot longer than they have, but a lot of times in life we outgrow people, and sometimes we have to leave those people, right? So what I will say to you is, if you want to build lasting bonds, you have to do the inner work on yourself. You have to go deeper and really look at the bonds and connections you have with your parents and the bonds and connections you have with yourself. And you have to think back onto how your parents or people you've loved have treated you in the past or have spoken to you. And you have to think back over times that you may have mistreated yourself or misappreciated yourself or maybe spoken to yourself in an ill way, right? It goes so far back to before now. It really has a lot to do with whether you see yourself in a good light. I'm not saying all of us don't see something bad sometimes about ourselves, but sometimes it's better to see the greater good and change the way you see certain things or change the way you speak about things. It can really change the narrative of everything that's going on with you if you just reframe what you're saying and revisualize it to see it in a different light, in a different view. Life often can be hard when you didn't have those I guess I would say those examples, right? We all needed examples growing up. We all needed the example of what a healthy marriage looks like, or an example of what a father is, or an example of what mother is. But all of us grew up the way we grew up because that's what life dealt us, and that's the cards that we had to be handed. And with those hands, that cards that we were dealt, we had to go through life with what we had. So what, with the hand that you've been dealt, what can you become better, and what generational curses can you break in your family, your bloodline? Are there marriage generational curses? Are there financial generational curses? What financial things what are some things that you can do better that your parents wasn't able to?